Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Maddie, here to talk about books. So today I'm gonna do my January wrap up. I read a lot of books this month. I did a smut-a-thon, like reading week, and I just, a lot of good books came out. I went to Barnes & Noble, which I never do. I never actually buy physical books, but I did, and so I had a lot to read this month. So we're just gonna kind of go through it all, talk about my thoughts and feelings and when I rated them. So yeah, let's get started. I started off the year with a bang by reading Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. This is a tried and true like romance, enemies to lovers / pen pals to enemies to lovers romance. Good times. Really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I really liked the characters. I think this is probably my favorite Penelope Douglas book, but I did read a lot of Penelope Douglas this month, which we will talk about later. I rated this one 4 stars. I kind of find it hard to give a romance more than 4 stars because that's just who I am as a person. After that, I read a lot of other trashy, problematic romances. We will breeze through these because they weren't that good. So next I read Hating You by J.L. Beck and C. Hallman. This is the cover and the Goodreads thing. As you can see, I give it 2 stars. It wasn't good. I don't even really remember it. I think it's like an enemies romance. It's not even enemies to lovers. Like, they don't like each other at the end of it, from what I can tell. I read a lot of like possessive, bad romances this month. These little like sparks of light, fun. Ooh, so cool. I'm filming with like actual sunlight, so there might be some like weirdness going on here with, the window panes. The next book I read was I Dare You by Chantal Tessier. Again, gave this one 2 stars. I think I enjoyed this one more, but it was like pretty messed up. Like it was a messed up romance. I think I enjoyed it, but also hated myself while reading it. Don't you love those? Really early January, I was very sick, and just wanted to read some trashy books. That's what I did. So now you all have to hear about that. By you all, I mean like the 3 people who are gonna watch this video. Hey! The 4th book I read a total of 11 books, by the way. It was a big month. Did I mention that already? The next book I read was one I actually did enjoy. It was Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. This is the first in the Devil's Night series. I think each of them follow a different couple. You are introduced to like all of the main dudes in this book, but this one follows Rika and Michael. And, it's dark. There's a lot of like dark elements to it. I talk about this one, I think, in my Smut-a-thon vlog. A little more in depth. This one, went a whole star more. This one was a 3-star read. Because, again, hated myself for reading it, but enjoyed it? I don't know. I mean, you get what you get. These books are read for like, I don't know how I feel. I liked it. It was not my favorite Penelope Douglas book, but, it wasn't my least favorite. I read both my favorite and my least favorite this month, so it was a lot of highs and lows in terms of P-Doug. The next book I read was Bully, again, Penelope Douglas. I really did enjoy this one a lot. I gave this one 4 stars. Again, enemies to lovers, really like childhood friends to enemies to lovers. I liked Tate and Jared. Tate and Jared. I liked their dynamic. I liked the idea of like girl next door, kind of tortured backstory, but like also some just major miscommunication and you know, I liked it. I liked Tate's kind of character evolution. You know, she went from being a very, like, shy girl to, like, kind of standing her ground and getting what she wanted. It was good. I liked it a lot. It was definitely, like, a good read. I would say this and, like, Punk 57 are my two favorite Penelope Douglas books. I really had a thing for her this month. Sorry, not sorry. Is this just a Penelope Douglas review? Maybe. Then I read Until You, which was kind of like it was bully from Jared's perspective. This was not that good. I skimmed half of it. I gave this one 3 stars. It was unnecessary. I don't really know why I read it. I think I was just trying to complete, like, my Smunathon stuff. I don't know. It was fine. I wouldn't really recommend it, though. And then we get to probably the craziest book I read this whole month. Oh my god. Credence. Again, Penelope Douglas. This is just one after another. I was just breezing through her bibliography. Oh my god. So at this point in the month, I was done with Spunathon. So I was pretty sick of romances. And I was like, I'm gonna not read one for a while. And I had started Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, which we'll get to in a minute. But then this came out and I was on a business trip and I didn't have a lot to do, like, on the evenings and the plane. So I read it. I don't know how to describe how much I hated this book. I gave it 2 stars. I'm thinking of going back and giving it 1. And I don't do 1 star. If I don't like a book, it's getting a 2 star because, like, I still will find something to enjoy about it. If I don't like a book, I'm just not going to finish it. But Credence got to the point where I had to finish it because it was so bad. I just needed to know, like, what was she going to do next? You know, I mean, there were times where I out loud said ew about her describing things. You know, the introduction of Caleb, where he essentially assaults her because, like, so we have this book. I'm not describing this very well. There are probably a lot better, like, reviews of this book out there, but this is just, like, my feelings about it, and they aren't good. And so this book is about this girl. Her name is Tiernan, and her parents die, and then so she goes to live with her step uncle. So no actual blood relations. So it's all okay. Even though, like, she's grieving, but also hated her parents and is in this, like, weird non-emotional state. It was just questionable on so many accounts that, like, this was, like, the premise of the story. And so they live in Colorado. I think it was Colorado or somewhere in the Rocky Mountains. And they get snowed in for, like, all of winter, like November to April. They're completely snowed in and they can't go to town. They can't see anyone and they're all just stuck in this house. So it's her step uncle and his 2 sons and Tiernan. And you can kind of see where this is going. It was a very reverse harem trope. Oh, but, like, okay, this is just gonna be some spoilers. So if you're planning on reading this book, like, skip ahead a few minutes or something because I'm just gonna talk about it. Like, my feelings. And so, okay, so she gets there and she's, you know, I'm gonna work and I'm gonna, like, get back to myself and then I'm gonna leave this mountain soon and go to college and go back to LA. This is our main character. I mean, she's, like, very serious and sad at the same time, but kind of also shallow and weird. And so the first person she sleeps with is the father. So she sleeps with him for a while, a few weeks. You know, they say this is wrong and we shouldn't be together, but then they still are together. Then, and before this, I think when Caleb is introduced, who's one of the brothers and a mute, Caleb, the mute, is introduced, he really assaults her. His introduction is like you know, she's saying no, she's saying stop. In her mind, maybe she likes it, but, you know, she's physically saying stop, no, and he keeps going and, like, is forcing himself on her and is only stopped by Noah, the other brother, coming in and being like, whoa, dude, chill, she's not a townie, like, she's our cousin. And so then we kind of don't like Caleb. That's gonna change. And so she's sleeping with the dad. Jake? Josh? I'm with Jay. I really cared for this book so much. Okay, so she sleeps with the dad, and then there's one night, the dad is gone for like a night. He's going up to somewhere, he's going hunting or something. I don't remember. She has a threesome with the brothers. I'm sorry, like, I'm weirded out by this. Yeah, so she starts having sex with Noah. She hurts herself. There's a fire. She hurts herself. And then she has sex with Noah, and then Caleb joins in. Oh, and this is after the group masturbation scene where they all almost have sex too. They actually all have sex later on. So she has sex. So at this point now, she has slept with all of them. And she's like, okay, I have to stop this. I think she says, like, I have to stop this for a while or something like that. She doesn't. She falls into a relationship of some sort with Caleb, who, again, assaulted her and is mute, so, like, has no way to communicate with her. You know, he doesn't use sign language. He doesn't write his feelings. He just kind of he just does what he wants, and he forces himself on other people. I mean, there's ways to, like, write mute representation. This is not it. This is not it. Oh, I think at one point one of them describes her lips and like wanted to chew on her lips like gum. And I physically went, ew, out loud, like sitting in my room alone. And I'm texting my best friend through all this, being like, what the fuck is happening? It was bad. I won't like spoil the whole ending, but I'm just gonna say, like, trigger warning for assault, bad representation of like disabilities, just like overall grossness, incest, because the brothers are having sex with like her, and you know, like, they're not related by blood, but they are all related by marriage. I can handle a lot. I couldn't handle this. I mean, I read it, so I handled it, but I didn't enjoy it at all. I probably will actually go back and give this 1 star. I know this is a very polarizing read. I think all the reviews are either like, I loved this, or I hated it. There's no one who's like, it was okay. It's truly like a love or hate situation. I think it's probably the most taboo one that she's written, at least that I've read. I think Kill Switch is also pretty up there, but I haven't read that one. It's her most taboo standalone. Whew. Yeah. At that point, I was like, I'm done with romance. I'm done with indie authors. I need to read a traditionally published fantasy novel. And then I didn't read a fantasy novel, but I did read a traditionally published novel. I read Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter because I think a bunch of YouTubers I follow were like doing it for their monthly book club. Kat and Cindy from Cindy, Read with Cindy, and Kat from Paperback Dreams. Is that her name? Who's to say? Not me. Anyway, so Kat recommended Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter, and I have just felt like this huge lack of like Gillian Flynn style books in my life for a while now. I mean, Gillian Flynn is one of my favorite authors. She's so good, and like, she hasn't published anything in years, you know? I mean, I've reread Sharp Objects, I've read Gone Girl, I've watched Gone Girl, I've watched Sharp Objects, you know, done the whole thing. But I was just like, I want murder. So I read Pretty Girls, Karen Slaughter, A+, 5-star read. Really enjoyed it. You know, it's crazy, it's fucked up, there's a lot happening, but it was good. If you're looking for something scary, like human scary, not like a horror story, I recommend it. Maybe I'll read more Karen Slaughter. I thought she was good. I assume that's the pen name, because if you're a horror writer and your last name is Slaughter, that can't be real. Yeah. I don't have as strong feelings about this one as Credence. This was just like a palate cleanser. I read it in like a day or two. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. Good times. You know, you get sisters like reconnecting over murder. So fun. I love when, like, the husband is the problem. It was a good time. Okay, now I finally picked up a physical book. This book, Ninth House, Leigh Bardugo. I'm a little late. I'm pretty late to this train. This came out middle of last year, and I bought this like 2 months ago. But I have a much harder time reading physical books than like ebooks because I don't want to carry this around with me everywhere. Anyway, so this book, it's the first in the series. It's very different than like her previous Grishaverse books and like Six of Crows. So if you're looking for that kind of fantasy, you're not going to get this. This is truly like kind of a ghost story set in modern world at Yale University. It follows this girl Alex, who really a whole new level of like crazy YA names. Her name is Alex, but her full name is Galaxy. And I was like, okay, sure. So Galaxy, Alex as we call her, she is part of a secret society that is in charge of kind of policing the other secret societies at Yale. So she's like a double secret society. She's like the secret society police. But she's not very good at her job, and she's not actually like Yale material. She can see ghosts, and a lot of the magic that these houses do has to deal with like the dead and ghosts. And so she's kind of in charge with making sure that the ghosts don't mess things up. It's kind of the deal. Yeah, there's intrigue, there's murder, there's secrets, there's drugs, there's Darlington, who has possibly been eaten by a demon, but also possibly has been portaled somewhere. We don't really know what happened to Darlington, even like at the end of the book. It's kind of an overarching mystery as to where he is. You get a general idea by the end that he's maybe not where we think he is. But yeah, really enjoyed this. I think I probably gave this 5 stars. Wait, let me check Goodreads. Yes, 5 stars. Solid book. Enjoyed it. Definitely felt back to like true to my roots. These are the kind of books I like. Also, I mean, like, look at this cover. Have you ever seen anything more Slytherin? I'm a Slytherin and love this cover. Let's see. It's gonna look really good on the bookshelves and stuff when I, you know, move out of my dad's house and unpack all my books again. Okay. So after I finished that, I started reading. I had a sample of the Guinevere Deception on my phone, and I wanted to read that and kind of decide if I wanted to read the sample and decide if I actually wanted to read the book. Because I'd heard mixed reviews about the whole series. You know, people said it was kind of boring, people said it was good, but it seemed very up my alley. I love like Merlin and Arthur and like Arthurian legends, and you know, I watched Merlin. We've all been there. And so I wanted to give it a shot, but I wanted to like find out first before I committed to buying the book. And so I finished the sample, but then it was like really late at night. Well, not really late, but it was like 8 p.m. So I wasn't gonna like go out or go to the library. And I decided I didn't want to buy the book. And my library had it. So I figured I would just go the next day to the library and pick it up. So in traditional form, I then went to just Kindle Unlimited and was like, what can I read now? And I know that I said in my Smuttathon vlog that I wasn't gonna read L.J. Shen, and I lied. So I picked up Vicious by L.J. Shen, which is the first Sinners of Saint book, and I like kind of got over my initial like revulsion of her writing style. I'm still not a fan of her style, but I got through it enough. The thing that really like what made me stop reading this book at the beginning is the main character's name is Amelia and my best friend's name is Amelia, and I didn't really want to read that, and it's like spelled the same with an E, so that was a little weird for me. Oh my god, Elizabeth Warren's texting me trying to raise money. Love you. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just like get past that. Plus they call her Millie, or he calls her Help, for like the majority of the book. So I was kind of able to get past the Amelia thing. I enjoyed this book. You know, I'd given myself enough time from the horrors of Credence that I was like, let's try something new. I think I probably gave this 3 stars because it was good but not great, and I enjoyed it, but like I don't think I'm gonna read any more in this series. I don't really like her male characters. The whole hot holes, I don't know. There's a lot of tropes in new adult where, like, you know, the woman is the woman is sweet and perfect, and the man is corrupt, and he's bad, and he's gonna corrupt her. And I'm kind of sick. I'm very sick of that trope. And this was like that to a T. You know, Amelia was perfect, and like she was an artist, struggling artist, and like she just wanted to help her sister. And Vicious was vicious. I don't know. I'm gonna take a break from that, which you'll see in my TBR, which is coming up soon. Anyway, okay, speaking of this, the last book I read was finally The Guinevere Deception. The Guinevere Deception was the last book I read. I picked this one up from my library. Really enjoyed this. A lot of fun. It's definitely like a YA book, which I don't think anything else I read this month was YA. I mean, Ninth House is definitely like an adult. It's an adult series. I think you could read it if you're as a teen, but it's not. It doesn't adhere to a lot of like YA tropes. The way that this kind of does, the way the writing style is. It's a little younger, but it was a lot of fun. I liked it. It was kind of a different play on Arthurian legends. Your main character, Guinevere, is a witch. And yeah, I'm really excited to see where this story goes, because you have the betrayal at the end of the characters that always betray Arthur in the legends. Yeah, so we'll probably keep reading this when it comes out, you know, when the next one comes out, hopefully this year, but also I might forget it exists and never pick it up again. It was good. It was a 4-star read. Anyway, okay, so that was everything I read. I read a lot, but like I read a lot of bad books this month. I would say it wasn't until the end that I finally like hit my stride and was like, we know what we're doing. Let's change that in the future. So now I'm gonna go do a quick TBR. This is a TBR not just for February, but really for like probably February and March and April. I'm a mood reader, so I'm only gonna pick these books up when I actually feel like it. Yeah, so it's a big TBR. We'll just do it real fast. Oh, gotta put these down. Okay. So, Barnes & Noble, I got The 10,000 Doors of January by Alex E. Harrow. This sounds pretty cool. It kind of sounds a lot like Starless Sea. Same idea, lots of doors. Love that concept. So, maybe I'll read that soon. Should have read this in January. Darn. I mean, technically it's only the 30th, so I could still read this. Okay. The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. I think this one also gets a lot of mixed reviews. People think it's a vampire book. It's not a vampire book. I don't know, but it sounded cool. It looks moody. I'm into moody. The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd-Jones. I actually have read a little bit of this, maybe a chapter or two. I think it's cool. I think the cover is really cool. I mean, look at that. Look at that cover. It was 50% off at Barnes & Noble, so picked it up. It's grave digging. Fun times. And then I have a couple books from the library, so I'll probably have to get to these ones first or just return them, because I went to the library for Guinevere Deception, which I had on hold and was the only book I needed to pick up, and then proceeded to go find 4 more books. Why do I do this to myself when I have a pile of books waiting for me at home? Anyway, Christina Lauren, Twice in a Blue Moon. I kind of want to get back to like contemporary, traditionally published romance. And I really liked Unhoneymooners, so I thought I'd give another Christina Lauren book a chance. Becoming by Michelle Obama, because this book has been out forever, but it's so hard to get at the library, I found. And I saw this, it was like on a display for Black History Month for February, and I was like, taking that. So we'll see if I actually read this, because I don't read a lot of memoirs, but like I love Michelle Obama, and I've heard great things about this story, about, it's not a story, it's her life, about this book. So I picked this one up because I liked the cover, again from the library. It's called Splinter Great. I think it's a sci-fi, which is typically out of my realm, but one of the many charms of planet Lindir is Between World, home to the licensed entertainers of the Saadani Empire. I don't know, it has to do with like using sex as entertainment, I think. But I really just thought the cover was pretty. This kind of looks like Taylor Swift. No? I don't know. We'll see if I read it. And the last book, what I picked up was, oh, and this is by Deborah Taramis Christian. And the last book I picked up was The Swallows by Lisa Lutz. I know that I've seen this book around, whether it be like in bookstore windows or whatnot. I think it probably gets good reviews, so just grabbed it. Yeah. And then last of my TBR, but this is like on an internal TBR, is Children of Blood and Bone. I read half of this last summer on the beach in like a day, and then I just have never picked it up since. So we'll see if I get to it. I probably should just start it over because I don't remember what happened. I just feel like I didn't love it, so I never finished it. Yeah, so that's my wrap up, and that's my January wrap up and my TBR for the next few weeks. Hope you enjoyed this video and this terrible lighting. Getting a haircut today, so next time you see me, I'll probably still have very close to as much hair. Peace.